I've been following your artistic practice for years now, Clifford. I've seen you jump from things like fashion design, conceptual architecture, conceptual fashion pieces, and now I see you dabbling in sketching live experiences, creating space, and I think throughout your evolution as an artist, you always kept kind of a signature form, your curves, your shadows, your kind of whimsical way of how you sketch bodies and landscape. I just want to know a little bit about your creative process and your journey in tapping into so many different forms and mediums and technology and 2D as well.
Well, I studied architecture.
Yeah.
And in architecture, we spend a lot of the time creating identities.
Right.
And when you create an identity, you have to assemble information all around you in order to find yourself. And from working with different subjects, what I usually do is that I'll spend a lot of the time sketching.
Right.
And it's not sketching with my hands, it's not sketching with a paper, it's really sketching in my head. And I do imagine that all the brain cells, all the wires in my brain are basically creating shapes, creating form, and modeling spaces, modeling environments.
Yeah.
And I'll spend hours walking, and through walking, I'm able to assemble all of these informations and create a world. And whether I'm working
collecting research and information.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So whether we're working on fashion, we're working on architecture,
right.
or stage design, or visuals, it's at the end of the day, it's about creating a project with a soul. And that soul itself has an identity, and that identity can always be international in a way where it's a lot of information together. And I realized that in your work also, you have a lot of layers. Yeah. And you do those layers a lot with fabrics. You have different colors, different textures, and it's interesting. Is it something that you choose? Is it something conscious or unconscious?
I think, like you said about living to collect information, experience. You go on walks, for example, and through that you let your imagination flow, or you collect visual references around you. I realize you're a very observant person. So I think my use of fabric and textile layering started really two parts. It started, my grandmother used to sew a lot. So as a kid, she was always sewing. They didn't want to see what sewing, like those bonbons, and she would always sew curtains, couch covers, and my grandma was very colorful. She wasn't scared to experiment with colors, and I used to I used to live with, downstairs in her basement when I was younger, and I used to climb up, and I used to see these beautiful curtains, like blue, royal blue mixed with purple, so to me as a kid it felt like a wonderland, and I saw how fabric transforms space. And now fast forward to my at 20 years old, I really started researching voodoo. I became a student of it. I'm not a practicing voodooism, but I love voodoo. I love the culture. I have a lot of friends who are in it, who are voodooism, who have shown me love and liberation, and how voodoo is a form of life. It's a mode of life. It's a way of life. It's caring for land. It's caring for art. It's caring for people. So through voodoo, I was introduced to community, real community, and textile. In voodoo ceremonies, na peristil, na dump, na tabo flan. You have these beautiful satin, silk, colorful. I mean, my first, ceremony or first lac I went to, I was just so mesmerized, and it's weird. It's not weird, but it's interesting because I saw myself, I saw my grandma, I saw voodoo, I saw all these layers of where I'm from, who I am, coming together experientially in the real world, and fabric is the link to all of that. So when I layer, it's almost meditative, Clifford. It's almost meditative, and it's almost like I'm creating an offrande, an altar when I present fabric in a certain space. I look for shape, and it's interesting. People see fabric, and they're just literally pieces we're stitching together to create a story. But textile draws people because it's part of people's identity, it's part of people's religion, it's part of people's way of life. So these two pieces are autobiographical pieces that happen from my work. And I noticed for you too, like when you're sketching and especially when you're conceptualizing, you know, for BAYO we had to do a lot of conceptualizing, a lot of reading. You're very in depth with your research. You're very you connect literature, you connect dance, you connect activism, you connect different pieces of literature to your work. Your work is very informed. So I want to know, how do you prep for something like BAYO, for example, or collaboration, for example? How do you start?
Well, I think it's very similar to you, and we talk about how identity is super important, and you mentioned that you were really influenced by your grandmother and how she used fabric. And it's interesting because you are collecting information since your childhood, and these informations are creating your identity. And I felt the same, and for me it was really with nature. I grew up in an environment where I was always surrounded by nature, and I embodied nature. I let myself merge with nature, and I would spend hours as a kid. I would spend from the morning to the night outside in the yard. My parents didn't know where I was, but I was having fun, and I was really trying to understand the environment, trying to understand how the universe creating all the shapes, the colors.
And I see that in your work, those organic shapes that you see in nature do translate super well.
Exactly, and I try to keep this childhood personality of not giving it borders. When you give borders, it starts to take those rectangular shapes sometimes. But when you're a kid, you're basically really becoming one with nature. So everything seems
nothing is off limits.
Exactly, everything becomes like a curve, everything becomes fluid. And this abstraction itself allows you to become free, and it allows you to create all those different identities and to really imagine. So today, I still do the same. I'll spend hours, like I said, walking in the street. And by walking, I'm able to create this childhood like sensation and merge myself with the environment and break all the rectangular shapes, break all the shapes that were not allowing me to imagine.
So rigid, so formulaic.
Exactly.
To the T, you know.
Yeah, so and I realized that when I'm looking at your work, there's a lot of fabrics, and those fabrics itself, you can see those organic shapes, and then you can see the different worlds that you're creating. And when you're laying the textures, the one that are soft, the one that have a sort of glaze or a sort of chrome effect, you're merging all of them, and by merging them, you're creating different worlds. And I think through this process, we were able to really how can I say this?
Merge.
We were able to merge each other in this world and appreciate each other's identity and appreciate each other's skills and make it into one soul itself.
Exactly.
And
one unit.
Yes.
I think I see a lot of my practice in your work actually. Our form is not the same, but I see a lot of going back to that place of innocence, that place of childhood. And when we came together, our studios came together to conceptualize BAYO this year, it felt organic just because we had this mutual, already coming in, we had this mutual understanding of what we wanted to see on the stage, how we wanted people to feel, how we wanted to feel creating this, and how we wanted to kind of almost push the boundaries of what we can do. You know, this, you know, we work with ideas of futurism in our work. I mean, I look at your work, Clifford, and it's merging technology, it's merging tactility with tech. It's a merging of all these forms together. I see your work as new media, new technology. And I think that lends itself super well to the stage, Clifford, that side of your artistic practice, because we wanted to see a futuristic dream world come to life. What does a futuristic La Cour look like? You know, and that was kind of our main target for BAYO in a way. coming together with that.
And you know how you mentioned Laku, and this was the first thing that you told me. And since BAYO that you work with Michaël for a couple of years now, right? And since the beginning,
the first sketch we did, remember?
Yeah, the first sketch, and
you
you had this obsession with Laku.
Oh my God! Yeah.
You always wanted to create a Laku.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because it's really through community that you're able to grow. And what is the future? The future is growing.
Exactly.
And technology is growth.
Yeah.
And we wanted to make sure that when we work on that stage design, that the technology of itself, the technology and the would be really in the community.
Exactly, 100%. I think too, what BAYO represents, what Michaël wants BAYO to be, and what BAYO is this Laku. You know, Michaël is putting Haitian music in a shared platform.
Yes.
Like, come and experience us. Come, you're welcome in this Laku. Our sounds are gonna make you feel safe. You're gonna dance with us. It doesn't matter if you're from Martinique, Nigeria, you know, the African community, the Caribbean community, and its diasporas can come in our Haitian Laku. And as people come in, the Laku changes because different identities, different cultures, worldviews inform the Laku. It just makes us stronger, Clifford. It makes us stronger. And what a Laku is each person has a role that is so important to the Laku. And
they combine together to create this shared identity, this soul.
Become one.
Exactly.
Like we have.
And for this stage design, we knew that it's in one space, one environment, one day, and they should basically communicate with each other. They should really be brothers, sisters, and understand each other. And by understanding each other, by being strong, by also helping each other, then they can grow.
Yeah.
And then by growing, then they're becoming better.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And
yeah, and I think although we created a space for everyone as, you know, BAYO artists, you know, artists who come to BAYO come from different countries and different sounds, even within the Haitian community. You know, you have compa, you have Haitian pop, you have Racine, Vodou, so all these merge and coexist so beautifully. When I look at a BAYO show, I just look at everything just dances sonically so beautifully, everything makes sense, and I think what we want, go for it.
And there's something you said that's super interesting, is that everybody is dancing.
Yeah.
And this itself is a key element for the show, because when we first started doing the show, we had in mind of putting a 20-foot, like even 30
the mapu
tree, a mapu tree,
that was the original
in the middle of the stage, right?
Yeah.
And this tree itself was the soul of the
kind
stage,
of the first
right?
pads.
And the reason we wanted to put a tree is because we were really influenced by our leader, by Jean-Jacques Dessalines.
Yes.
And there's this quote that he said, right, during the revolution, during fighting for freedom. He said that you may cut the trunk of his tree, but his roots are so deep and they're so strong that they're always going to find shape, and they're always gonna allow him to come back.
Yeah.
The community to come back.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
And that was the reason we wanted to have a mapu tree. And in the conceptual world, it's almost like I imagine that the audience and Michaël in this space, they should communicate with each other. When a person is dancing, when a person is singing, when a person is screaming, there's this imaginative, right? This invisible shape. And this shape itself resemble, if you translate it in an architectural form, it resemble a curve. And this curve itself resemble the roots. So I imagine all of the dancers, everybody, the audience dances, and these roots themselves are connecting to the tree of the stage itself.
Absolutely. I think the curvature of the tap, the racine like bumper, I think I think the Mapu tree idea excited us so much, and I think even though it wasn't present on the stage,
Yes.
but the essence and the importance of a Mapu tree lived on, and I think we kind of kept a little bit of the aesthetics. And Mapu tree is the anchor of a laku. It's the anchor of voodoo peristyle. It's it's seen generations and generations and generations of people, throughout its lifetime. It's such a sacred anchor, and so I think,
and it's the, and like you said, it's not on the stage physically, but it is there spiritually, it's almost this sort of, it's the soul that's allowing the audience and the people on the stage to communicate with each other. And if they're both able to communicate with each other, then the space, the BAYO space, the laku space created, then it works, and it's growing, and it's a better world.
Yeah, I think now it's interesting we can transition to how the Mapu tree was the centerpiece of the show, but it transformed into a tap-tap.
It transformed into a
tap-tap. And the
tap-tap
is an idea Michael always used, like he has a BAYO flyer, it's an airplane tap-tap, or he has, his BAYO music video.
It's always about transportation, but transportation with people.
Exactly, with people. So I know Michaël taking this on but it never was realized on the stage. So we said, okay, all of us, when we all had our creative meeting, was like, let's put, what does an Afro-futuristic tap-tap look like, right? What can that translate to? And the essence of the tap-tap is transporting people.
Exactly.
A community transport, bringing somebody from point A to point B, same destination.
And this community itself is represented through the bumper.
To the bumper,
to all the invisible curves that were traveling and the stage and creating that bumper. A bumper of strength, a bumper of love, and a bumper of community.
And presence.
Exactly. And Michael is really he's leading and being and allowing this space and this support this environment.
And I think going back to the bumper, if we raise up, we go back to the centerpiece of the tap-tap, which is the Ezili Frida, Veve. And if people have come to BAYO, they see that the Veve, the Frida Veve, has always been in the forefront of Michael's booth, and Michael has always been adamant of adding Frida in visuals, adding Frida, because he has a very personal connection with Frida and what she represents and what the Loas represent, what voodoo represent, strength and energy and how to live in harmony and in principle. And Frida is interesting because I've always loved Frida, and my friends would say Frida kat machavo. Frida is the Loa that's walking with you or resembling you. So I've always had that. I have a Frida hanging. Roy actually drew the Frida for me for my birthday, and I love her energy. She is the Loa of love, of femininity, but also of community protection. She's known to protect children. She's known to be a very fierce protector of her family, of her sisters, of her community, of people who serve her. And she's also and so I think Frida's essence lives throughout the stage. I think I think it's a beautiful altar for her, I feel like.
And how Frida is she represents love, right? And love and community. And she's in the center of the bumper, right? And the bumper itself is community. It's strength, community. And I imagine Frida almost like the source, the power, the energy, the medicine.
The anchor
lighting up this community and allowing Michael and the audience and all of the guests and all of the performers, the dancers, to go on a road to discover.
And Frida as in the defense of the car, as
exactly.
leading the way.
She's leading the way,
yeah,
and she's giving energy.
Yeah,
you know, she's almost like replacing the sun.
She's the main star.
Exactly, she's the main.
It's her concept.
She's the main star of the show, basically.
But yeah, I think that was so special for us to take the beloved Frida Veve that has been always present in Michael's stage design to really give it an intentional place to live on the whole structure of the
to allow
stage.
her to glow
and to be
and to be in this physical world. You know, sometimes I feel like we needed her in that show in the physical world, and to allow us to transform and to go to this journey, right? Yeah. And it's interesting because it's the first arena show for BAYO, right? Yeah. How do you feel?
I pinch myself. First of all, I don't know how I got here. You know, Michael saw the potential in me. You know, we grew up. You know, we grew up together. You know, we're both from Port-au-Prince, but you know, life happened, and I was following Michael's trajectory in music. You know, from progressive to house music, and when he really tapped in, he went back to his roots, back to his music. When BAYO, the song, was supposed to come out, I remember he contacted me again, and we got in touch again. He wanted to use one of my photos for the album cover. Me and my friend MM. They and I shot.
The one that's like this, right?
Yes, it's kind of the naked body with the mask. So MM and I shot this in college, and Michael really loved it for BAYO, and he invited me to the video shoot in Jacmel, and I think it felt so. I understood the mission of BAYO. I mean, it was at its inception. It was a baby when Michael spoke. I never heard of BAYO until you know, I knew BAYO. You know, BAYO came to Haiti the first BAYO was in Haiti, and Michael was doing concerts, block parties all around Haiti. But really, BAYO, when he really wanted to launch it as a message and as a movement, I was like, Michael, this is everything I could not put into words. Community. Putting Haitian culture and music forward, dignifying our people, dignifying our joy.
Definitely.
So, you know, BAYO became this kind of. I started taking photos, and then in 2022, that's when we started working for the first time. And Pizzy, Pizzy is an amazing creative all around, an amazing DJ producer, builder, creator. You know, Pizzy he created the first BAYO stage, you know, and I've always watched how Pizzy
was able to transform the message,
to transform it, right? So beautiful,
the community message.
Yeah, and also Pizzy, not only as an artist but as a human, how much love and positivity he had, and I always looked at Pizzy like, wow, like this is amazing work.
And that's the beauty in Michael's work, and also in BAYO, and it's about community, it's about growing. And I feel that the reason BAYO is today sitting in an arena is because it always followed its message of community, of growth.
Yeah,
right?
And BAYO is, I mean, doing an arena is absolutely nuts and amazing, but BAYO is about, there's no hierarchy in artists. There's no you're more famous than me. There's no, when you're at BAYO, like there's no
everybody's
ego.
Putting their skills, their language basically.
You know what I love about BAYO every year? How the artists show up so dedicated. They give their all at BAYO, and it's like I have goosebumps saying this.
Definitely.
I mean, Annie, you know, from Michaël, from Polo, from Baki, Trouble, those you know, all of like I've seen these boys become the performer they are now. Like it's been incredible, and I think BAYO is a unique show because it's not a model you see everywhere. It's a concert festival hybrid. It's packed. Every minute of BAYO is packed, from backstage to front stage. Like it's in operation. And when people come to BAYO, it's like an experience because you buy a ticket, you don't know who the hell is gonna show up. And I think that's the excitement.
It's so fun.
That's the excitement.
And you know, we wanted to honor that.
Yes.
And we did this by creating a mountain,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And when you look at a mountain from far, all you see is a beautiful shape. But there's so many different people, so many different space in the mountain, right? And we wanted the audience that when you're looking at the stage,
kind of feel like
exactly, we're allowing every artist to shine, right? Everybody to be part of the same world, the same space, and that the hierarchy doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. No,
it doesn't exist because it's fluid.
And the love that the artists have for each other when I see them interact backstage and, you know, talk about BAYO after the show, it's really amazing what positivity is fostered. And also, we wanted to build a stage for our artists to have fun.
Exactly. It's a playground.
I wanted to
it's
see.
Definitely a playground.
Yeah, like when we were building this, I mean, I would put Richelle or Fatima or Riva on and like pretend I'm them on the stage.
Imagine, exactly.
Like how would we cue, you know, Richelle Cave, how would we cue Riva? Like, you know, it's
how would they embody the stage? Yes. How would they, and you know, it goes back to the childhood.
Yeah.
How going back to your childhood sensation allows you to become more creative, and allows you to become more of yourself, and allows you to maybe start back at zero and find your identity, right? And BAYO itself, we designed a playground where every artist, where Michaël, where the dancers could basically be themselves, and by being yourself, you're literally able to give the best of yourself. And when it's happening on stage, then the audience, they give the same energy, and that's when they connect with each other, and that's when the communication happens, and that's when all of the invisible lines are happening, and the roots are growing, they're being there, and the freda is being lined up.
Yeah.
And the bumper is there and it's strong and it's leading in the center of the stage, and we're all going in the same direction. A direction of love, of growth, understanding each other, and being there for each other.
And also honoring, you know, I mean, this show is in America.
Yes.
You know, and it's like, avec toute ça qui passe en Haïti, you know, so much gang violence, corruption, societal division, all the isms that plague Haitian society. Like, it's a double-edged sword, because at the same time, you know, you know, like, how do we take that longing for our country, longing for its betterment, for its future? How do we take that message, that urgency all Haitians have, and that how do we put that on the stage and have people feel that urgency too? You know, when people come to BAYO, they learn a lot about Haiti.
Definitely.
I know so many people from different cultures who've left BAYO obsessed with Haitian music. Obsessed.
And you know, for me, you really helped me with that process. At the beginning, it was a bit difficult for me with everything going on in Haiti. It was very emotional.
Yeah, it was.
And it
was tough.
The difficulty was finding the love when there's so much pain in the media, when there's so much pain, when there's so much personal pain.
Yeah, yes.
But we did a year talking on the phone non-stop on BAYO, right?
Yeah.
And you have this love for your country, and by listening to you, it calmed me, and it allowed me to find the love also in my country that sometimes it is difficult for me to find the love in it. And you helped me with this, which helped the process.
Yes, look, I mean, really, thank you for saying that. I think you also, working on BAYO for a year, I think we've discovered a new perspective on how to be a Haitian, how to, you know, there's so much. Haiti has taken so much from a lot of people, but it has given us so much. So in those dark times, how can we like marinate in what Haiti has given us, all the tools it has given us to fight this?
Exactly.
You know, how do we bring that?
How do we bring that to 1 day?
To 4 hours.
To 4 hours.
Even, like,
how do we bring this to 4 hours?
And then, mind you, we were working into the toughest times, like lockdown,
constant change and the government.
Change. I mean, it was a rocky time.
Exactly.
I mean, it's always been a rocky time,
definitely.
but it was a point of big pressure in the country and big devastation, and it's how do you find the energy to even speak about love and positivity where your own country is bleeding out, man?
Yeah,
you know. So it was an interesting psychological, emotional journey, but I think the purpose of BAYO kept us.
It was very difficult, but I think what allowed us to find this love is by, like you said, is sticking to the message that we had. It's about community, but also by allowing our artistic skills to spread and to leak on the art, right? At the beginning, really, of this creative process, we had no boundaries. We did weeks without touching any paper, without touching any visuals, without doing any 3D modeling. We did at least a month
just conceptualizing.
Talking
Imagining.
about anything, any information that will allow this world to grow, right?
Yeah.
And this itself allowed the love and the understanding of Haiti, and allow how to
it kind of primed us before creating.
Exactly.
We had to kind of almost play in a lot of research and bounce back, you know.
Exactly.
And it bounce back ideas, bounce back conversations, and throughout this whole process, you know, I was listening a lot to I was listening a lot to Lam, but Lam's older work, and I was going back to Bookman Experience and their older work, you know, and how their music, if I close my eyes, I listen to Bookman, for example, musique yo parole yo fèm imaginon la kou. Le m'attende Ibonele by Lam, or Simbi by Lam, or le m'attende Imamou by Bookman Experience, ou bien Joie Arrivée, qui sont musiques de révolution. Le m'attende parole yo, mwen la kwa nan tête mwen. So I was really going back to Racine, those drums, those
sounds,
brass sounds, right? You know, that is handmade.
Right?
Yeah. Going back to tactility, going back to feeling again. Being Haitian means to feel deeply, and I was inspired by these two bands in particular. I know I don't know why I kept going back to their older work, like in the 90s. You know, when Bookman was getting backlash for being too social, for having people wake up, like I needed that.
You needed that
fire
boost,
again.
that energy allowing you to express yourself. Me, I listened a lot to jazz during the process. I listened a lot to Cécile, Michaël, and the beauty with jazz is that she's able to take any jazz song and allow it to shift to multiple identities. And by listening to different versions of the jazz songs, of her songs, I was also able, just like you, to allow those instruments to create the world conceptually. Right? And to that process itself, it's funny, I think we both were doing this, but we didn't talk about what music we were listening to. But it allowed us to communicate subconsciously, right? And then merge these informations to create the world.
Absolutely.
The BAYO world.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this process was kind of a reckoning, in the sense that, like, a year conceptualizing one,
and still
I
never stopped. Still to the end,
we're like, okay, this, you know, we can do this.
We're finding identities every day. We're finding
day.
Different messages every day.
And I look at the stage, for example, the stage renders, the sketches, and every time I come back to it, I see something new. Something is being revealed to me, and I think
and
that
that's
is
the
a good
information.
sign.
All the information that we collected, they're basically revealing each other, revealing little by little.
Yeah, and we also wanted to make sure that it's not only the stage design, but also the lighting, the visuals, the audio.
Yeah, you work a lot on the visual, and I know that you wanted that the stage and the visuals, they also communicated with each other in order to create a more immersive environment. what was important for you in this process for the visuals?
I think I got lucky. We got lucky because we partnered with Jen, the VJ for BAYO.
Yeah.
Jen is absolutely amazing. The way she understood the assignment, the way she understood the essence of BAYO, Haitian culture, the way she
entered the world like in a second.
In a second, it blew my mind how. The energy was. Also Jen has worked with Michael Paul before, so she's very familiar. She lives in Montreal. She has a lot of Haitian friends, so she's really she's been doing.
She's been doing video,
lover of art. She's been a VJ. She's been in music for how many years now? She's a pioneer in a way. So for her, it's second nature to enter the world, and I didn't tell Jen anything. She created the world, and it just made sense. We spoke a lot about it, and I love how she used tactility, like actual footage, and she could merge it with animation and technology. It kind of blurred the lines between being fully animated or being fully in real life.
To allow everybody to connect to it.
To connect, and Jen understood BAYO and the care and love she had for the whole show and for us as the team, for Michael, for the mission. And she also made me feel safe. So I'm like gushing for Jen. It was an amazing experience. She made us feel safe with her.
Yes, I think she entered the BAYO world, the BAYO bubble, and was able to also give all of her artistic vision,
absolutely, and energy and juice.
Exactly. And also the dancers.
The dancers, dancers are fantastic.
Yeah.
Tanya, who is the lead BAYO choreographer, movement artist, movement coordinator, director.
Yeah.
She is amazing.
She kept that energy alive.
Tanya kept our spirit excited and alive. Her energy is pure and authentic. The way she moves her team, all the dancers, the way they interacted with that stage, Clifford, the way Tanya really took the stage, the space, the music, and made us have fun and gave us and showcased our identity through music.
Sure.
You have the show Levi when they did Valu or folklore, or when she's. Tanya is the perfect person for this job.
I think she allowed the stage to glow, and she allowed the
brought
stage
it to life.
to take it exactly, because how we wanted the stage to really to be fluid enough to allow everybody to glow. She and her dancers, they basically spread throughout the stage. They embody the stage itself, right?
Embody.
And it creates the whole community, right? This entire world.
And it was cool. I think the dancers are definitely one of the main characters of the show, because there's a sort of familiarity. When you see the dancers, something's activated.
It's almost like they have the message before anybody else.
They tease you.
Exactly, they tease you.
I love it. And it's in when Michael dances too, and everybody it's beautiful. I think dance was a very important element that Michael stressed, that we stressed, that Tanya stressed.
Yeah, for sure.
Tanya and her team put in so much work.
So much work. And for me, the dancers are like fairies in the show. Yeah. Because they know what's gonna happen, right? They allow all the guests, they allow Michael, they allow the audience to stay in the ride, because it's not that easy. It goes to so many different moments, right? And it's a whole theater. It is
right. It's the way we broke down the show, even in the run-up show. Yeah. If you look at it, it's a theatrical run-up show.
It has acts and everything.
It has acts. It has visual cue, mechanical cue, dance cue. It has stage move. It's a lot. It's a lot, and it's like BAYO. Like I said, it's its own form. There's no. Yeah. Michael was talking to me. He's like, BAYO, there's no form yet. There's no structure. It's building itself.
For me, the beauty of it is that there will never be an exact form, in my opinion.
And that's the beauty of it.
Because it's about community. Yeah. And when we're in community
is not perfect.
There's so many messages, there's so many things happening at the same time.
Personalities.
Exactly, that there's no way that it's gonna have one thing.
No.
But what's important is by all being together and going along, right?
Yeah. I mean, BAYO is definitely, I'm so proud of Michaël, I'm so proud of BAYO, I'm so proud of how he really, the job wasn't easy, Clifford. I mean, and the fact that BAYO became such a big community that is today is beautiful because we're on the same ride. We have the same message, the same drive. Exactly. So it's everybody's in it for this ride, and the community we built is amazing, and I'm just in awe that it's at Barclays. I mean, I kind of want to talk about how important being at Barclays and working on a arena show together before. Me and you have been obsessed with Lady Gaga. So I need to know. People need to know, like,
we have a PhD in Lady Gaga.
As kids, we bonded over that. I think we saw her less as a musician, but also a musician, but also an artist that can do the impossible. And the Monster Ball.
Definitely.
I think the Monster Ball, when I watched it, it was an HBO special. When I watched it, I said to myself, I remember, I'm like, I want to be there. I don't know how, I don't know where. I want to be there.
Yeah, definitely.
I want to be there in this space, in this arena, in Madison Square Garden. I want to be there. Because when I saw Gaga's show, I was like, who are the people behind all this theatrics? It's beautiful.
It's, for me,
how many times you watched that concert?
I think I spent most of my time watching Lady Gaga in my life, and it's because you're really the beauty of her work is the fact that she allows everything to be real. It's a theater. It's not just music. It's not just acting. It's about really expressing yourself. And this is something that I think personally that we really liked about her show, and it allows us to continue to create.
So it's like being a student of stage, of live production, of different performers.
So many performers also, like Madonna,
you have Janet
Jackson. You have also there's so many different artists, and by watching all of those artists all the time, spending nights, it's like 3 a.m. My eyes are like this.
So I think subconsciously, by watching all these pop stars and artists in their concert, I think I've almost weirdly prepped us for this moment.
Definitely, and watching all those artists, it allowed us to understand that it's about working together. There's so many different teams behind the show, right? And BAYO is about giving. If everybody is able to give a bit of themselves, then we create a whole show. We create a community.
I mean, this show had so many dedicated, amazing people. From the creative, Izzy, me, you,
the technical team,
the
administrative team, everybody.
Jen Video, Jason Light, Michaël Strode, who's the director of production at Live Nation, who really helped us anchor this show.
To structure everything.
E.T., that is an iconic audio engineer in the community. I mean, Chateau Brooklyn, who fabricated the tap. Oh my God! All Access. Who else?
What's important is that there's so many people behind a show, and it goes back to BAYO again by giving a bit of yourself, of your skills, whether it's artistic or something else. We're creating a world. We're creating a community, and I think that we were able to somehow represent that in a show in 4 hours. Right?
And when you give, you really have nothing to lose. When you give for a beautiful, positive, and uplifting mission, you win. You win communally, collectively. That's what BAYO is about, winning collectively.